Yo, what's the deal, man? If you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, whatever the case may be. I usually go live every single day. Today is just not the day for me to go live. So, like I said, stay tuned. We'll see, right? We got 4 games today, right? And if you're unfamiliar with Jackson, my AI companion, you could download this for free, set it up, whatever you want to do. I asked Jackson today. You can ask Jackson whatever you want pertaining to betting, and they'll give you their insights. But you just have to go back and do your research and things of that nature, right? So I asked Jackson today to give me their top NBA plays for today. They gave me Steven Adams over 7.5 rebounds. Now I don't mind this. We know Steven Adams is one of the best rebounders out there. He's over this line at 8 of 10. And Kawhi Leonard over 1.5 threes. You could definitely use this as a parlay piece. I'm going to use it as a parlay piece. And so it is with that situation. He's over this line at 8 of 10. Jaylen Brown over 41.5 PRAs. The usage is there. I couldn't talk you off of it. Not a play that I've been betting, but the usage is there, and I couldn't talk you off of it. He's over an 8 of 10. Hauser, over 1.5 3-pointers made. He's over in 4 straight and 7 of 10. So, lately he's been hot on this number here. Right there, it's a parlay piece, but, it is what it is. Aaron Holiday. This is a very interesting play for me. If you've been tapping into the live streams and stuff like that, I definitely like to bet on Aaron Holiday. You just have to figure out when you have to get in where you fit in. Sometimes his minutes fluctuate. I'll show you that in a second. But, things like that. He's in there solely to spread the defense. And, you know what I'm saying? The 1.5 threes is not out of the realm of possibilities there. So I do like that. So that's it for Jackson Pine Sports. Link in the description somewhere if you want to download it. So definitely. The same old suspects injured out right now for Boston. Keep an eye out on the AJ Green news. It's questionable. Derrick Jones Jr., those guys are out. Same usual suspects. Now, Portland, Robert Williams is questionable, along with Hansen. He's questionable. So we definitely can. We already know Klingon is out. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some Denny, small ball, whatever case may be, but keep an eye out to see who's going to be in or out. Jordan Poole is questionable. There's a possibility that he plays today, so keep an eye out on that. Same usual suspects for Denver, and then Dennis Schroeder is doubtful. I would count him as out. 95%, of doubtful guys are pretty much out. So, that opens up things for Keon Ellis and more usage for guys like, more usage for guys like DeRozan, Monk, even Russell Westbrook. Okay, so sliding over here to Doinks Sports here, and if you like this tool, get at me. You can use this tool. You can get 25% off your purchase using my code FADE. FADE right here. 1 second. FADE 1255. That is FADE 1255. I will add that to my description there, but FADE 1255. Denny is in a spot that I can't really talk you off of, right? Not the greatest rebounding teams here, especially to the center's position, but I have interest in Denny Avdija's. Denny's rebounds, okay? I do have interest in his rebounds here. Pace, they play at a top 3, pace in the league. So I definitely have interest in his rebounds for sure. PRAs, rebounds and assists. I just don't know exactly which way I would like to go fully, but rebounds is something that I don't mind getting to for him at 8.5. You can also get his rebounds at 10 at plus 155. So, you get his 8.5 rebounds at 9 and at minus 105 on no vig there. And then The double-double for him, we're going to get that at minus 150. So, I want to say more than often than not, since I like to rebound so much, his double-double will come by rebound. But hey, who knows, right? He's a triple-double candidate. We'll see. Kamara. Now, let me see. Now, I was looking at the hit rates for Jeremiah Fears within that 1-3, right? So that 1-3 for Jeremiah Fears, he's over in 8 of 10. And then keep an eye out on the starting lineups and things like that. But City, he's over his 1-3 and 9 of 10. You can put those guys together and get plus money, right? 1-3 apiece for those guys, or you could also add them to a 3-point late. So, that's something that you could definitely take heed to there. Robert Williams, he's a guy that I have interest in rebounds-wise, right? But they know, right? We were all over his rebounds here versus Detroit. But they know, right? His rebounds shot up to a 10.5. I think from a 7.5 to a 10.5, 6.5 last game to a 10.5 this game. Books are not going to sleep on that. Again. He had 14 rebounds there. So it is what it is. But you can also look at his fantasy score and things like that for people who play fantasy. He can really block some shots. 3 of his last 5 games, he's got 5 blocks. And then 8 of his last 10 games, he's got, no, I'm sorry. Let me reiterate that. Steals and blocks. His regular block line is in at 2.5, where he's over this number in 5 of his last 6 games, okay? He's had at least 1 block in every game in 9 of his last 10 games, right? So fantasy score for him is in play. Make sure you do your calculations. Portland, I'm quite sure they're playing at a top 3 pace, and that's going to put a lot of things in play, right? Trey Murphy, shot attempts, things of that nature. Versus Portland, he shoots the 3 pretty good versus Portland. These are his numbers here versus Portland. He's over his 3-point line in 8 of 10 versus Portland. So he shoots the 3 ball versus them pretty good, right? As of late, he's been hitting the assist prop at 3.5, showing upside on the assist prop. He's somebody that you could definitely take a look at. Keep in mind, like I said, Poole should be back, could be back. I expect him to be back. We'll see. That should hinder somebody's assist props like Jeremiah Fears, who, if there was no Poole, I would take it, because he's over in 4 straight. He's been flirting with that number all season long. It's a shame. Should be having more. But at the end of the day, he's somebody you can take a look at, either for his assists or that 1-3 or his points. I just don't know how things are going to go, right? So I'm kind of being cautious. Jordan Hawkins. Alvarado, another guy that's going to be popular that you need to take heed to, that Jordan Poole could be on the way back. And he's pretty green in a lot of his numbers here, right? His rebounds prop, he's over in 7 of 10. The threes at 1.5, he's over in 7 of 10. And then his points line at 8.5, he's over in 7 of 10. And then his assists, he's over in 7 of 10 at 2.5. So just watch these moving parts. That they're very interesting, right? Some you can find your edge and injury report with the injury report, and sometimes you don't. And Saddiq Bey has been on fire for his number. He's over his 9 of 10. His 3-point line is over in 5 of 10. Sitting at 1.5, I still don't mind it. And we know he can rebound the ball pretty good, right? So that's 6.5 rebounds. I'm still interested in that, right? I do have it set to the side. As a league, I am interested in that 6.5 rebounds in a pace-up matchup. Somebody who's pretty quick on his feet, I think he could probably get to his 6.5 rebounds. I didn't make it an official play, though. And Derek Queen. I set his PR rate to the side. I'm still undecided on how I want to even attack Derek Queen here. But looking at some of the defensive versus position numbers and things like that, Over the course of the season, full season here, when you're looking at points and things like that, Portland and New Orleans Pelicans, right? They're both giving up the 6 or 7 most points to the center position on the season, and rebounds, New Orleans Pelicans, and then you got Portland, number 11. So points plus rebounds and are in play for these centers, especially with the injury news that they have. I will say Portland, Robert Williams is probably one they best defender at the center position, but he does tend to get into foul trouble. So I couldn't talk you off anything for Derek Queen. The assist prop where he's over in 4 straight, rebounds plus assists, PRAs, triple double. I think all of it's in play in a pace-up matchup versus the versus the Portland Trailblazers defense. Okay. Los Angeles at Houston, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, Los Angeles at Houston. Let me get this up there. Clippers at Rockets. However you want to look at it. We got 9.5 point spread here. So looking at James Harden here, don't know if I'll bet anything here on him, right? Only a 4-game slate, not my favorite 4-game slate, or whatever the case may be, but it is what it is. So, might end up taking a rain check, we'll see. Chris Dunn, not betting on him. Kawhi Leonard, I do have his 1.5 threes to the side. So, I do like that. Okay, I do like that. And if you want to get to 3 or something like that, be my guest. I don't mind that. So I'll be using that in the parlay as a parlay piece. And the last few games here, right? You want to pay attention to John Collins, another guy that you could probably add to a parlay for a 1-3. He's taken 4 threes, 2 threes, 3 threes, 3 threes, 8 threes, 3 threes, right? He's been getting to his points prop, but I don't think I'll go there today. But I don't mind at least a 1-3. Now, he's hit 2 threes in back-to-back games. You can get us 2 threes for plus 171. If you're feeling froggy, always make sure you bet the straights. But if you're looking for a parlay piece, like I'll probably throw this to the side, track this, put my notes in right here, and just put parlay piece. Actually, I'll put PP right there for a parlay piece and just leave it there. And I am tempted to take that 2 threes here. So it is what it is. Ivica Zubac. Right now, on FanDuel, you'll get the double-double for him at minus 115, right? I like his chances versus Sengun. It's just when Steven Adams comes in, right? I can't talk you off the double-double, though. I can't, right? Versus Houston, he's had double-digit rebounds in 3 straight games, including a triple-double the last time these 2 teams played. So, will I be going to a triple-double? Hell no. But at the end of the day, it is what it is with that situation, right? So, the 10.5 rebounds is over this number, 7 of 10. The double-double is in play at minus 115. And for the double-double, personally, I wouldn't take the under, right? So, the double-double, I'm probably going to end up sprinkling on that. And then, Amen Thompson, I ain't going to lie. I haven't been betting on his numbers like that. But a 4.5 assists is not out of the realm of possibilities for him. I'll track that as a parlay piece at a minus 150 because I don't think I'm going to play that. I don't think I'm going to play that minus 150 straight. If you want to get up to 6 assists, be my guest, right? So it is what it is with that situation. Lately, some of these guards, you could look at who's not been getting there in the assist prop. DiVincenzo, 4 assists. Not somebody who's going to get a ton. Vince Williams has the ability to get, he has upside on this assist prop, but he only had 4. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, right? He's not that guy. Mitchell, 12 though. And then Nembhard had 3. Should have had more. Vince Williams had 5. Luka, and then right here you see some green. So, there is a possibility for him to hit his assist prop here. So we'll see what's going to happen, okay? It's only a lean for me. Parlay piece at best. Josh Okogie will probably see some Durant. Kevin Durant, we'll probably see some Harden, and then Kevin Durant. His rebound prop was kind of interesting at 4.5 at plus money. Like, I was really, really interested, really wanted to get there. Versus this team, the 1.5 3, he's over in 9 of 10, and the 4.5 rebounds, he's over in 8 of 10, right? And I really wanted to, really want to go to his 4.5 assists, and in most spots they're going to give it to you at plus money, right? Man, it's a lean right there, right? A lean, track that. Not Bet Rivers, though. It'll probably be DraftKings is a minus 104. What's about 365? Line ain't out for 365. I'll be tracking that at FanDuel. Probably going to end up playing at DraftKings, though. Okay? Jabari Smith. His rebounds at 5.5, something I've been wanting to, I've been wrestling with. I can't tuck you off of it. Or his rebounds and assists, PRAs, whatever. And then Alperen Sengun's probably somebody I'm not going to bet on today. I ain't going to lie. Maybe. Now, I think he's rebounded the ball pretty well versus his team. He's got double-digit rebounds in 4 straight. A triple-double 2 games ago versus his team. But I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't feel it. I should have been fading him, right? So it's a possibility that I might end up fading him. They're getting a lot of spots giving you plus money for his 9.5 rebounds. That looks like an under to me, right? And you could probably go some alternate unders in spots. So that might end up turning out to be an under for me. We'll see how things go. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. And then rewinding back here for Holiday. Right? If you guys know me, I bet on Holiday. So, switching things up here to Aaron Holiday. His points prop sitting at 7.5. He flashes upside on his points prop. Now, this 7.5 might be juiced up in other places here. BetMGM, minus 125. So, interesting, right? DraftKings, minus 174 at a parlay piece. So minus 125 is going to be the best line, and then a prize pick line is going to be okay. So, or you can look at the 1.5 threes, where he's over an 8 of 10, right? He's in there to shoot the 3 to space it, right? Space things out. As you can see, 4 field goal attempts, 2 of them were threes. 7 field goal attempts, 5 of them were threes. 17 field goal attempts, 10 of them were threes. 16 field goal attempts, 11 were threes. 10 field goal attempts, 10 were threes. They need that space on, the space that floor out. Well, a lot of big bodies that they run out there, they're going to need guys like Holiday to go out there and shoot the 3 and shoot to try to, like I said, create some space, some floor spacing. So his points, he showed upside on his points versus Dallas, 19 points, right? That was a ladder spot. He's had 22 points versus Phoenix, 18 points versus Cleveland. Sometimes he goes out there and doesn't get the usage, right? Versus Phoenix, 3 field goal attempts. 2 of them were threes, but he hit the 3. I don't mind you taking his threes and or his points. In fact, if you want to filter this to 3 threes, he's over the 3 threes line in 6 of 10, right? And you'll get 3 threes for him at plus 230. Not saying go there, but I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. So, it is what it is with that situation. Boston and Milwaukee. Listen, bro, I don't know, man. Straight up, I don't know, right? I don't know which way I want to go with this game here. Just doing a quick breeze through a drive by here. Peyton Pritchard, don't know how I feel about his points or his threes at 3.5. Now the 2.5 threes, he's been over this number frequently, right? In 7 of 10. But the 3.5 at plus 125, that's where the line is at. Don't know if I'll get there. Derek White has been on a tear 5 of his last 6 games, he's over this 3.5 3-point prop, and they're giving it to you at plus 125. Like I said, his fantasy scores in play. He's a guy that's going to go out there and get you a block. He can get you a block at a small size. He's over at he's got at least 1 block in 8 of his last 10 games. He's been killing in the points department. You could also look at his field goal attempts, which I'll get to a few plays of that later. Jackson likes the PRAs for Jaylen Brown. If you want to get there, be my guest. His shot attempts are in play as well. So it is what it is with that situation. Jordan Walsh has been killing this line for his 7.5. And then he's been popping up in the rebound category too. I don't think I'll be getting there though, truth be told. And that 1-3 for him, he's over in 6 of 10. Another 1-3 parlay candidate. Cater, he played 33 minutes last time out versus Toronto. Versus Toronto. He will pop into the double-double category here and there. His rebounds sitting at 8.5. Coming off a game where he had 23 rebound chances. There's some games that he's poised to show a little bit of upside, right? Haven't faced this team this season. He gets enough shot attempts to get to his points line. You could also look at the points plus rebounds. I'm very undecided. His points plus rebounds is at 19.5. And if you're really, really froggy, the double-double at plus 230. I have to meditate on that a little bit more to see if and where I want to go. He seems to make the right passes when he grabs those rebounds and things like that. He's over his assist line in 7 of 10 at minus 130. Something you could take a look at. And then this defense have given up that 1.5 assist prop, and 7 of 10 right here. So that could be a good source of assists. And he has a couple 3 assists in there. He's coming off a 4 assist game versus Toronto. Kevin Porter Jr. has the green light, right? The 2.5 threes are in play. The 2.5 threes are in play. I'm really, really considering going there, but I just don't like this slate. 20 points for him in 4 straight games. His points prop sitting at 4.5, 21.5, right? The assist prop probably won't be going there, but 6.5, it's doable for his standards. I probably won't be going there. Rollins have been dropping dimes, right? He's over his assist prop at 5.5 and 7 of 10. I'm quite sure Kevin Porter Jr. is probably going to take more shots than Rollins. That's probably going to put Rollins in a little bit more of a better assist situation, but it's like these guys are making the same amount of passes, etc. Passes 60, 55, 77, 58, and then 47, 68, 53, 34. So Kevin Porter slightly making a little bit more passes, but it is what it is, man. I don't want to confuse myself with these guys here, but they doing some balling. So shout out to both of those guys. AJ Green, questionable. Keep an eye on his status. If he's in, he's definitely in play for 3. Miles Turner and Jericho Sims. I don't know how I want to attack these guys, right? Miles Turner, he's taken 7 threes or better in 3 of his last 4 games. Think he's starting at the 4th, maybe he's starting at the 3. I don't know what are they doing, right? But they mixing up things that's kind of got me thrown off a little bit, right? So I don't know. I always take Miles Turner 3s at 1.5 to 2.5. I just don't want to go there, even though he's over in 3 or 4. I still don't know if I want to go there. The 1.5 threes at a minus 188. He's over that in 7 of 10. You can use that as a parlay piece. I don't mind that. I'll track that as a parlay piece. And then, it is what it is with that situation. Jericho Sims sold last game, played 30 minutes. I had his rebound prop. He had 3 rebounds on 6 rebound chances. Going up against Jalen Duren, I guess he handled them, bro. He handled them. But he does have a chance to redeem himself today. Was looking at some of the rebound spots for this center position here, as Boston are giving up the 6th most rebounds to the center position, and Boston is giving up the 11th most points to the center position. I can filter this out. How about check out the last 12 days and see what Boston's been doing versus center position? And Boston has gotten a little bit better. They're around 11 in the rebound. So you can tell if they're getting a little bit better or whatever the case may be. I don't know, right? But taking a look at some of the rebound chances that Jericho Sims has had prior to this game versus Detroit, 14 here, 23 here versus Detroit there. And then make it so bad, coming off a 14 rebound game, then he goes out there versus Detroit, then he goes out there and sells. Man, that's crazy as hell. But 14 rebound chances versus Washington and 14 rebound chances versus Brooklyn. Those were the games where he played 20 minutes or better. And right here versus Detroit again, where he had 11 rebound chances, but he had 5 rebounds. So he's the one who's been getting the bulk of the minutes, 30 minutes in last 3 games. He's slid into the starting lineup. We'll see what's going to happen. Last but not least, we got Denver, right? And the Nuggets and the Kings. 10-point spread here in favor of Denver. And Jamal Murray has been on a tear, right? Versus Sacramento, he's hitting his assist prop at random. This will be the 4th matchup between the two. The 3 games these two teams played, 7, 8, and 9 assists for Jamal Murray. So, it is what it is. We'll see what's going to happen, right? He's been playing some phenomenal basketball. So I can't talk off any numbers from him. Cam Johnson, whatever you want to do with him. Spencer Jones, I'm not fucking with him. And then Peyton Watson. He's been a guy that you can be looking at for rebounds. He's over his rebound line in 7 of 10 and 5.5. You could also look at his points plus rebounds. But I probably would look at his rebounds prop. But at the end of the day, I haven't bet on anything for him. The Joker, right? So wonderful spot for him. 11 assists are better than 3 or 4. Double-digit assists are better than 7 of 10. Versus this team, the last 2 games, the 3 games they played, 34, 35, 44. So what Joker do we see today? The Joker that wants to destroy them? I don't know. But like I said, 14 assists here. Jamal Murray might have had 7 assists that game. And then Jamal Murray might have had 8 assists and then 9 assists this game. And then just like Joker probably jumped into the scoring category and things like that, right? One of those games was an overtime game, I believe. They took an L. But Joker's numbers lately have been all over the place. 1 triple-double in his last 5 games. So the triple-double bettors out there have been getting smoked. But, it's Joker, right? So take a look at his rebounds and assists. We'll probably be sitting at 23.5. Rebounds and assists is sitting at 22.5. That could be a spot you could take a look at. But whatever it's worth, he's always in play. Russell Westbrook, I played the double-double for him, and I'm meditating on the triple-double. Triple-double is best spot for plus 425 as of right now. And then the double-double for him is sitting at minus 125. I've got it at minus 115 on 365 here for the double-double. Minus 115. Yeah, so I sprinkled on that, the double-double for him. And I'm probably I got to go to the well for the triple-double, right? I'm going to have to, right? I just didn't play it. But, it is what it is. I'm going back to the well for the triple-double. Keon Ellis, he might be able to get in that point category, but with shorter, doubtful, and no Levine, I'm looking at Malik Monk here. And I did get Malik Monk's 12.5 field goal attempts at like minus 125. I took a stab at that, right? So you could also look at his 1.5 3. I couldn't talk off of that. Last time these two teams played, he took 14 shots. This season, he's over this number once. But he's flirting around this number. That 12.5 field goal attempts, he's flirting around with that number versus his team all the time. He's over that 1.5 3 as a parlay piece in 6 of his last 10 games. All right. DeMar DeRozan, his shot attempts Just shot attempts. I'm sitting at 15 and a half. I'm getting ready to go back and play it, right? I'm getting ready to go back and play it. His points are sitting at 21 and a half. I have his number filtered right here to without Zach LaVine. So he's over this number in one of his last 2 games without Zach LaVine. But I expect him to at least take 15, 16, 17 shots. We'll see what's going to happen, right? His points prop is in play, though, right? It is. I can't talk you off of it. Keegan Murray, he's averaging around 13 field goal attempts on the season. Last 3 games, he's taken 11. His field goal attempts has ballooned to 14 and a half. I still think there's a pathway for him to get there. And you can get this number on 365. I still think there's a pathway for him to get there, but who knows, right? Who knows? This has been a good assist spot for power forwards somehow, some way. But power forwards are crushing the assist props versus Denver, right? It's only 1.5 assists, and power forwards are over in 8 of their last 10 matchups. But there's some hefty numbers in there, right? I mean, you got 8 for Bridges, 16 for Johnson, 4 for Pascal. Najee Marshall had 6 assists. Royce O'Neal, go figure, only 1 assist. Harrison Barnes, 5 assists. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., you know, and the list goes on and on, right? So, I mean, 3 assists, you'll get plus 197. 4 assists, you get 511. 5 assists, you get 1320 plus 1320. I'm just saying, right? I'm not saying do that. I'm just pointing out what people has been doing and how things, what you can get if he decides to pop out. The last 10 games, he's only had, his higher in assist prop has been 13. So not saying go there, but it is what it is. But he should see some elevated usage, and his 3 should be in play. But it's, you know, points and or 3s. This boy's got his work cut out for him today, okay? He's going to see the Joker, the young kid, Reynard, Maxime, whatever. But he did play a little bit versus Denver here on the 22nd. He only played 8 minutes. He went out there and got 3 rebounds on 7 rebound chances. Now he's got to see the Joker, right? He's going to see the judge. Minutes as of late, it's been 21, 22, 32, 25, and 23. It is enough minutes for him to hit his prop. But he's going to have to keep his hands to himself, right? He's over his points line of 4 or 5. Kind of shaky, right? But, you know, he's going to have to keep his hands to himself. He will take a 3 in here and there. And his 1-3 is at plus 140. And the assist. Lately, especially since he's been getting 22 minutes or better, he's had 3 assists in 3 of his last 4 games. The defense has given this up in 7 of their last 10 games, right? Other guys that are going to get ticked at the center position will get the separate bulk will be somebody like Precious Achiuwa, where he's played 23, 18, 16, 21 minutes here and there versus Denver. He did play 23 minutes on the 22nd, I mean, but, you know, he's somebody that's going to come in, especially if things get out of hand. You could probably look at somebody like Precious to go out there and get some value on a 5.5 rebound prop. He's got a 10 rebounds versus Miami here, you know, so he can, you know, show out in some areas. His rebound prop is in at 5.5. He will get some minutes. Okay. One more quick thing I do want to do is go over here and take a look at some field goals attempted. Derek White at 14 and a half. I can't talk you off of this, right? I like this. I like the matchup. The backcourt, I'm not a big fan of the backcourt and defensively for neither one of these teams, Milwaukee or whatever. 14 and a half field goal attempts for Derek White is very, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see, 14 and a half. Let's set that to this. I'm going to take a rain check there. The sleeper here is always going to be Shaedon Sharpe, right? In this versus New Orleans Pelicans here, he has. I wouldn't take the under. The 17.5 shot attempts, I wouldn't take the under. It's in play, right? I want to see what the starting lineup is going to look like. I do, but it's in play. I probably won't get there, but it's definitely in play. Robert Williams, 6.5 field goal attempts. It's in play. It's juiced up at minus 145 for a reason. It's in play, right? DeMar DeRozan, now his 15.5 is juiced up at his shot attempts is juiced up at a minus 135. It's still in play though. It's still in play, right? You can use it as a parlay piece if you want. This book does not allow you to parlay both two from one team. Otherwise, I would parlay DeRozan and Malik Monk at 12.5 apiece. I do think Malik Monk gets his 12.5. Keegan Murray, Russell Westbrook, his 15.5 is in play as well. So it is what it is with that situation. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Peace out.